ridiculous character. He's such a ridiculous character. But they were in on the joke because everybody knew he's a ridiculous character. Yeah. Even Deadpool knows he's a ridiculous character. Yeah. But it's just like everybody else is looking at this guy like going, really?
Yeah, it even gets to the
while
point
this
where
serious story's going on.
They have the entire cast of X-Men Apocalypse in a room just shutting the door.
Yeah, because they don't want to talk to this guy.
I can't deal with him.
And I love Domino.
Yeah.
Zazie Beetz, is that what you call the actress?
I think so,
Zazie Beetz, something like that. Yeah, I mean, I had no expectations for the character at all. Yeah. Loved her.
Even that scene, that sort of, it reminded me of Final Destination. You know, like where one thing kind of hits off the other, and it was like playing a game of Mousetrap, and that's what ends up giving her luck powers, that, you know, like a car falls in the right place so she can jump onto it, and like a street sign will fall down. Like, I thought that was conveyed really well. Brad Pitt's cameo as well.
Yeah.
Like, not to completely ruin the movie for everyone that hasn't seen it, but I mean, if you haven't seen it by now, I mean, come on, get a life.
Yeah, but isn't Matt Damon in it as well? Matt Damon's one of the the redneck characters that Cable beats up at the start.
Was he?
Him and what do you call him? He was in Firefly. And,
Wash.
Yeah. He's the other. It's Matt Damon and him. I'm almost sure the two rednecks.
That's right. Yeah, I heard about that.
So,
Alan Tudyk.
Alan Tudyk. That's it. Yeah, I loved Deadpool. It's so adult.
Yeah.
But it's so fun. But as you said, that scene in the street where you see what because like the whole point of it is he's like, it's not very cinematic.
Yeah.
Superpower.
And then it ends up being one of the most cinematic shots in the movie.
It's absolutely beautiful. And the bit, of course, we see X-Force.
The demise of the X-Force.
Didn't see that coming.
Poor Peter.
Didn't see that coming at all. I know I loved it, but I also I really did love Infinity War as well. Right, this is one. I got to be honest with you, this is lost on me. You have Robot Wars was rebooted and then cancelled?
Yeah, so in the time that's taken for Following the Nerd to be cancelled and brought back again, the BBC decided it would be a fantastic idea to bring back Robot Wars, which is a show that I absolutely loved as a kid, and I still absolutely love the pants off it now. I think it's a fantastic show because it focuses on technology and science, but in a fun, creative way, where like teams, regular human beings like you and me, go out to our garden sheds or go to factories or whatever, and we build robots, which are basically big remote control cars with weapons on them. And they fight them in a custom-made arena. And then eventually you get down to whoever's the champion. And it gets kids into science, gets them into technology, gets them into learning, and it's also fun to see them smash each other to pieces as well. Like, I absolutely love that. So they rebooted it with Dara O'Brien and Angela Scanlon, and it just worked so beautifully. I was filmed up in Glasgow. I was at the filming for Series 9 and Series 10. I was actually on the show for Series 10, which I was very lucky to do. And, of course, a shout-out goes to Shane Swan from Team S-Tech and also Anthony Murney from Team S-Tech as well, and now Team Penny from Two Penny Milk, because the three of us just had so much fun in that warehouse in Scotland filming that. And it's such a shame because the series came back, and the first series was your average sort of first series back, where things are a little bit clunky and it doesn't really work too well, but it was still fun and enjoyable. Series 9 was alright. Series 10, the one that we were on, brilliant.
Because you were on it.
Well, obviously, yeah, we were on it. But no, from an editing standpoint, from the different variations of creativity and the robots that they brought into it, it was superb. And then the BBC immediately cancelled it.
Typical.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I was looking forward to this because, like, for years and years and years, like, I waited 12 years for the series to come back. It was my heart and soul. It was my little sort of bit of escapism. You know, whenever times were tough at school or whatever, you know, like, I always had Robot Wars because no one else at school liked it. So to have it come back for a new generation, I thought, this is fantastic. It was doing really well. It built up such a fantastic fan base, and the BBC have pulled the plug on that now.
And what happened? Was the viewing figures just not great? Or?
The viewing figures were over 1 million for each episode.
Right.
But the only downside was, like, they put it up against the likes of Blue Planet and all. I still don't understand why they cancelled it. Like, I mean, we have the American equivalent, BattleBots. Like, it's come back for Series 3. That is the best fighting robot series I've ever seen.
Right, okay.
Like, robot combat and robot fighting, it is starting to throw off the shackles, you know, of that sort of dusty nerd culture that comic books have been able to do and video games have been able to do, and like Star Wars was able to do as well, where it's actually quite cool now.
Yeah.
Whereas before it was like this weird niche that nobody really understood, and people sort of picked on you for liking it. And like Robot Combat's starting to do that now, and Robot Wars came back, and then the BBC axed it. And to this day, like it still doesn't make any sense to me why they didn't continue to make it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a show I remember watching as a kid, and I did enjoy it. I just never got the, really into it, if you know what I mean.
Did you try any of the episodes of the reboot?
No, I have to be honest, I didn't. Because I didn't realise you guys were on it until it was done and dusted, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But I know, quick plug for yourself, because I know that you're involved in your own kind of Robot Wars series at the minute.
Yeah, that's right. Well, it's a good friend of mine,
which is
a good
really
friend
good.
of the show's.
I enjoyed. I've seen some of your earlier episodes, but anyway.
Oh, cheers! It's Anthony's show. It's Two Penny Milk 8908 on YouTube. It's Antweight Anarchy, which is basically robot fighting has different weight classes, much like boxing or anything like that. So you have the heavyweights, which is what Robot Wars and BattleBots would focus on. But then in live events around the country, where people actually build little arenas and stuff and transport them around the UK and around America as well, you have different weight classes. So you would have middleweights, you would have featherweights, you would have beetleweights, and there's another internet series coming called Bugglebots that's very similar to Antweight Anarchy, where it focuses on the beetleweight designs.
Okay.
But we focus on antweights, and they're 150 grams. And they're basically smaller versions of the heavyweights. But they're no less deadly. It's really entertaining to fight them. It's really entertaining to build them as well, and to watch the fights too. So Anthony created his series, which was Antweight Battle Anarchy. And I basically approached him, and the two of us worked together to create something that kind of has the same style and the same sort of tone as Robot Wars had. And we've had a lot of fun with that. We recently finished a Battle of the YouTubers special, where a lot of YouTubers from around the world that talk about robot combat shows and different events and things like that, they all got involved and entered in a little competitor each, and we had our own little tournament. And I ended up winning, which was fantastic. So,
and where can people watch that?
They can watch that on 2 Penny Milk 8908 on YouTube. Just type that in. You'll see the little logo. It's like a little kind of cog. Click on that. It's Antweight Anarchy.
Antweight Anarchy. Okay, right. We're going to wrap it up. This was... it had a few gremlins.
We got there in the end.
We'll pull it in over the next couple of weeks. Now, hopefully next week... we're going to have an interview with, and we're hoping to talk to him early next week, so we'll have it for the show next Thursday night. One of my all-time favourite TV actors, of course a cinematic actor as well, he was in Point Break as well.
Oh, yes.
John C. McGinley. Okay, now, he was probably best known as Cox in the Scrubs TV show.
He
Dr.
was,
Cox.
yeah.
McGinley, he's such a quotable actor, he's such a great actor, he's got so much going for him. He's in a really good TV show at the minute, Dan Against Evil, which is kind of... If you can imagine Evil Dead, only instead of Ash, it's Cox.
It's Dr. Cox.
It's Dr. Cox, because he just hates life. He hates everything.
Dr. Cox and Evil Dead, what's not to love?
Yeah, Dr. Cox versus Evil Dead.
That's the best show in the world.
It's such a good show. It's stupid, but it's so much fun. He's amazing in it. But we're hoping to have him on. He has a new movie coming up now in the next couple of weeks as well, so we're going to have him on the show hopefully next week. Cannot wait to chat to this guy.
Oh yes, we are young, dumb, and full of excitement.
So we're going to have him on hopefully next week if we can get the recording done and everything else, or if we can get him even maybe live on the show.
That would be nice too.
We'll try and get him on live on the show. In the meantime, I also need to shout out, because anybody that's been following the Nerd for we've been going now 8 years, but anybody that's been following the show before will know that over the years on the radio show. We had Big Phil.
We did, yes.
We had Marc McCann, who was there away at the beginning as well. Mark has a really good YouTube channel at the minute as well called Considering Comics, where he interviews people involved in the comic industry. Check him out on YouTube. Look for Considering Comics on YouTube. But we're going to get Phil. We're going to get Mark. Michael Bashford as well. Me and Bash were the ones that started Following the Nerd all those years ago. He still dips in and out now and again. Anthony Murney, and of course Andy and Stu from the Monday Movie Show.
Oh, they're coming back.
We're going to have everybody back. We're going to have. It's going to be like Seinfeld. People are going to walk in. Yeah. There's going to be cheers, recorded claps. The whole lot.
Yeah. It'll be like Cheers with Norm.
Norm, Big Phil.
Hello, Mark.
So we're going to have everybody back over the coming weeks. We're going to be, there's going to be cameos, there's going to be walk-ons, but we do encourage you to check out all of our friends as well. As I said, there's the Considering Comics, there's
Two Penny Milk,
which I can never remember the name of. I need to find out what that name is actually about.
There's
the
Monday. That's the
gag.
That's the hook. It's nonsense.
And of course, there's the Monday Movie Show, which Stuart and Andy still do every Monday. Funny enough, although I'm normally saying a Tuesday, lads. Who So Stu used to be a big part of the show. He would come on and talk about the top 10 movies and everything else as well. So we're going to have Stu back as well. We're going to try and get Andy. We're definitely going to have Big Phil. We're going to have Bash. We're going to have Mark McCann. We're going to have all the guys back over the time. And of course, the backbone of it always is going to be me, myself, and Saxon, as it has been, as it always shall be. But of course, with other work commitments and stuff and everything else, we can't promise we'll be on every week.
But we will certainly try.
But we'll certainly try as much as we can. In the meantime,
you're worth it.
Because you're worth it. Saxon, you have your own YouTube channel?
Sadly enough, I do, yeah. Vote Saxon 07.
Vote Saxon 07.
We just finished up doing a review of... I actually do the reviews now with Anthony from Two Penny Milk. And I have other people that chip in as well. I'm looking to get yourself on at some point as well to talk about the classic Batman and Batmobile toys.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm also thinking of doing one on the real Ghostbusters toys, just a little retrospective on the Ecto-1 and the Firehouse.
Oh, please. I'm in for that.
So we just wrapped up doing a review of the 13th Doctor Sonic Screwdriver, which is just wonderfully awful.
I saw it yesterday, actually, in Forbidden Planet in Dublin.
It's terrible.
It's unreal. It's so bad.
It looks like things that you can't actually mention on air. It's ridiculously
bad. It's such a strange design.
But, you know, that doesn't stop the fans from being absolutely brainwashed. So, like, there's a lot of people that like it. I think it is garbage disguised as a complete mess. So that's a quickie review of it. If you want to hear more bile, please do go to my YouTube channel and listen to that review. We've got a review of, like, we were talking about Robot Wars there. I've reviewed some of the new Robot Wars toys that came out there briefly. I'm working on one at the moment, which is of the little Clusterbot Stadium set that I did with Anthony. We've also a review of the Marvel Select Black Panther figure, which is a stunning series of 6-inch scale figures. This is no different. This is beautiful too. I can't wait for the Infinity War figures to come out as well. And we've more sort of madness and stuff coming up in the next couple of weeks as well. So that's youtube.com/votesaxon07.
And thank you very much to Bounce FM. We will be on this frequency, as I say, as many Thursdays as we possibly can coming up in the future. You can listen online at www.bouncefm.co.uk, and of course the guys here at Bounce are, and it's not just on a Thursday night, they are pretty much around the clock 7 days a week as well. But if you want to get in contact with us directly, then you can check out our website at www.followingthenerd.com, where you get all the latest news, reviews and interviews from the world of movies, TV and comics. You can get us on Facebook at facebook.com/followingthenerd, or you can tweet at nerdfollowing. Until next week, I'm Mark.
I'm Saxon.
See you next Thursday, guys.